emotional, and part of it is your husband and children. How did they react?
My husband's a smart man, and here's the reason I can tell you that. Because he's the guy that when you ask, do I look fat in these jeans? He says, no. I mean, not even a beat goes by. So I said, as I went home right after Dr. Atkins took the bandages off, I said, what does it look like? And he goes, well, you've seen yourself. And I said, I really haven't looked too much. What do you think it looks like? And he said, you look great.
Oh,
and
that's a good man.
Yeah, he could have been lying completely, but you know it was important that he said that because it made me feel good.
He's a good man. I want to mention another good man. Your plastic surgeon, Dr. Keith Atkins, is with us. You mentioned him before. Two things. Edie mentioned retaining the nipple. Are there any dangers associated with that? Do you recommend that typically? And then what is her process from this point on in terms of any reconstruction, how many visits she'll have, etc.?
Well, that's a great question, actually, because there is tissue right behind the nipple that is important to remove. So we're very thorough and very careful in removing that tissue. And in fact, we take a sample of the tissue during surgery to make sure it's clear before we commit to that.
Right.
But it's also important to mention that Edie doesn't have breast cancer. So for many women who do have breast cancer, it's much more common to remove the nipple and the areola at the same time and then reconstruct it later.
Okay, and then how many visits going forward will Edie have? What is she looking at now? Is it every 6 months? Is it 3 months from now?
Well, we actually got a good head start during surgery, so we got that temporary device, that expander that's in place, is probably half filled already from the first surgery, and that's why when she wakes up, she'll see a pretty reasonable shaped breast.
Dr. Whoopi is in love with you. Did you know that? You told me.
I feel the same way.
Sure. Just saying how cute he was, that's all.
So once the expander's filled, then you're getting back. Once the expander's actually reached that point.
I thought it was a nice compliment for the doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's great with his hands.
Whoopi's in love with the plastic surgeon.
What did you discover?
Whoopi's in love with her plastic surgeon. He's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good with his hands. She's in love with that plastic surgeon. Oh, they're just kidding, kidding.
And send them to
but it makes a good song. They're just kidding, 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 kidding.
Men's, those white beater t-shirts, because you can't move much. And then get into the
in love with the plastic surgeon.
Hospital-size
plastic surgeon, man. Plastic surgeon.
Things that you just don't think about.
Plastic surgeon, man.
A mom at one of my kids' schools had everybody sign up to help make dinner because for the first couple of weeks you can't lift things, including pots. So you've got a